Hey guys, welcome back to Is It Juicy with your besties, Amy
and MJ. We hope you all had a fabulous, loving Valentine's Day yesterday. It's the day after Valentine's.
But this will probably be out like 2-ish
weeks after. 2 weeks after.
We had a good Valentine's Day 2 weeks ago.
So if you guys are still going out this Saturday, hopefully your date goes well. Or not, if you just spend it with one of your loved ones, that's cool too. But speaking of dates, Amy, how do you feel about your date possibly asking to split the check or going Dutch?
Did he ask you out?
Yes.
Well, he should pay for your meal.
Right. I agree.
For the most part, I think. Like, especially if it's, like, initial, like, first few dates kind of thingy. Mm-hmm. Or if it's Valentine's Day, unless it's been, like, predetermined that, like, hey, I got this because you always do X, Y, Z. But even on Valentine's Day, you know, it's, like, cute to, like, treatsy.
Or just, like, not only Valentine's Day, but, like, dates in general. Like, let's say your first date.
First date and he asks you out. Not that I'm assuming he's going to pay, but I think, and like maybe he's not going to pay for me and I'm going to say I insist on splitting. Mm. But if he asks you out, I think that, like when I ask a friend out to dinner, I'm like, I want to take you to dinner kind of thing. But I guess that comes down to the communication of it.
Right. Too. So do you think the seeker or maybe the planner, so is there like an expectation? Would you feel like, whoa, if someone said, oops, sorry, I'm getting a call. If someone said, oh, maybe they don't say directly to you, but let's say the waiter comes and they're like, oh, you know, they're like together or separate. And then they go, separate, please.
Oh.
What are your thoughts? What's going through your mind?
Well, then also, like I said, there was no communication. Well,
but that person, obviously I'm speaking in a hetero sense.
Sure.
Cause obviously it's easy to be like, yeah, the guy should pay. But like, if you're not straight, then it's like, who's paying that? I guess I never thought about that because I'm not thinking.
That's why I say whoever was the inviter.
Yeah, whoever was the seeker / inviter should pay.
The person who like wants to be paid for is like, can you take me to a dinner?
Okay, but you know? Are you still, even though that's in the back of your mind, like, okay, he asked me out, so he's the one paying. Are you still gonna do like the check dance, or are you just gonna sit there like? When the check comes, you're like...
Unless he's already been like, don't you even pull out your wallet.
Mm-hmm. But are you doing the check dance?
This is hard. Because, like, what if you're out with your sugar daddy?
But that's already established. So, let's say you're on your first date with whoever. You're telling me you're not going to do the check dance? Okay, but what if you
hated the date? And it was your first date ever?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you want to just pay your half and be like, I'm done and I'm squared away? Okay, for instance, the 48 Oysters girl on TikTok. Did you see that TikTok?
I don't think in that situation, if you're ordering 48 oysters, then obviously you're the type of person that you're not going to do the check dance. But I'm saying like me, like even though obviously in the back of my mind, I'm going to hope that they offer to pay, but I'm still 100% going to do the check dance.
Me personally, a little bit. Yeah, it's like, well, I don't want to be ugly. Not to say you're ugly if you just want them to pay for your thing. You good? There you go.
Yeah. Hold on, can you bring it down a little bit? Because I can tell from the words in front of your face.
Like, this is good?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I personally would never ask someone to split with me. Even like... I don't know. Every relationship is kind of different. So, like with my friendships per se, like there are some friends that money, not that money's weird, but well, money is like a touchy subject.
It can be.
But like for instance, like I have some friends where we split, and then I have some friends where you got this, and then I get this.
It's like a friend you see frequently,
yeah.
Or like if you want to like treat your friend, I don't know. It's just I guess it
depends.
There's a pre-established there's a pre-established like relationship. You know what I mean? Kind of. It's like some of your friends you just want to split up right away, or some of your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you know which friends that you
Exactly.
should split with.
Exactly.
Which friends, you know, I got this, and then
I guess
you
it
kinda
just
take
depends
turns.
on the way the date went, or how the person is. You know what I mean? Because what if you had a terrible date? You're like, I hate this man. I'm never going to see him
So you're
again.
not
Let me
gonna-
just
you're
pay
not
for
gonna-
my things. And then also sometimes it's like, oh, he feels like he
Needs to.
no, like sometimes girlies will tell me they feel like they owe. It's like not like they're
So we're on
indebted
an
to him.
even playing field. If I don't like you, it's
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
paid
It's like,
for
okay, well, I'm
what-
done now,
well,
and like I'm
I've
gone.
participated in that.
Yeah.
That's true, I guess. But how about in like your friendships?
I think with most of my friends we take turns paying, and it's like fine. Except for like there are certain friends who are like, okay, let's square it away right away.
Yeah, which is fine either
It's just
way.
fine. Or unless I like want to treat them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I feel like we're both very like, oh, I got you type of people.
Yeah.
But that's how we are in our friendship. But I
Yeah.
do have friendships that I'm like, yeah, we like split evenly, which is not bad. I don't know if this is tell me if this is something, but I do notice like in my friendships that are with males,
Okay.
those are the ones that I notice that are more like, okay, I got this. Besides ours, because I feel like us, we're very like, okay, I got this, you got that. But most of my friendships with my male friends, it's like
They're gonna...
we more so take turns, or they're
Oh,
more
okay.
like, yeah. And then with my other girly pops,
I
it
don't
just
have
so
a lot of guy
happens
friends.
to be. I mean, I have like 2. Well,
Well, I have guy friends, but they're not hetero. Does that count? Me saying I don't have guy friends, and all my gay male friends are like,
wait, what about me? Hello?
I'm assuming you mean hetero.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
In the
no, I
2
don't think I
scenarios,
have
or
any.
2 or 3 scenarios I'm thinking about, or 4. Yeah, like the ones that I have had or had before. It's very like,
One time I went to
get this, you get
KBBQ with
that.
my hetero friend Sean. You might know him. And he
yeah.
did offer to pay
cute one.
for me. We were just hanging out, like literally
Yeah.
just hanging out.
or they're more so prone to offer.
Yeah, no, it was nice. And okay, so he was gonna pay, and the bill came out, and the server was like, I was like, oh no, here, take my card, we'll split it down the middle. And he was like, oh no, I got it. And she was like,
Check dance.
oh, are you sure? She's like, are you sure this isn't a date?
Oh my God,
Why
why'd
would
you
you
say
say that?
Oh, you just made me remember something.
That's literally my friend.
But they don't know. But it's like, why
No,
would
but
you
why
make
would you
a
say that?
comment at
Also,
all?
what if I was doing it because I was trying to get out of no hate to my friend Sean
Yeah. You don't know
that
the
I would want to portray him in that way.
circumstances.
But like, what if I was trying to get out of like a weird situation? She's like, oh, this isn't a date.
True.
Don't say that.
Oh, yeah. I had a similar situation where we were in the drive-thru, so it's kind of hard because I was in the passenger seat. But then like I wanted to pay because it just had like we just got like a burger or something, but it was just that person's birthday. So I was like, oh, let me just get you it, you know. And then obviously we're trying to do the check dance, but at the drive-thru, which is harder because the other person's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then the drive-thru person goes, she goes, oh, me and my boyfriend do that all the time, girl. She's like, just let him pay. And I'm like,
Wait,
And then
when you
I go-
assume you make an ass out of you and me, babe.
and I go, babe, that ain't my man.
No, because why do you have to say that?
Yeah, like friends can pay for each other.
Not her shipping you guys.
Yeah.
And the other lady
it
shipping me
was-
and my friend. Oh, it was? You wanted to be shipped?
No, it was. I didn't want to
Oh.
be shipped. It was, you know.
Got it.
who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Oh, got it.
How do you? Okay. On speaking of money, and like friends and sending money, the whole waiting for someone to send you like a Venmo or like I feel like that's where there's a lot of like I've seen a lot of conversation about like, oh, people not sending you the money they owe you for certain things, like meals or whatever. And then it makes the person
hit the
that
request button. I don't know.
yeah, because see, when I pay someone, like, let's say we went out to eat and we're all, like, it's a group of us, and someone just put down their card, I'm like, I'm sending that money right away.
Yeah,
I
because
think
why
it's
would
proper
I-
ethicate to send them money before you leave the table,
Well,
at
but
least.
just like how you wouldn't like leave a restaurant
without paying.
Yeah.
Exactly. But some people will wait later on that night or the next day, which I don't.
If the person who paid and they're like, okay, I'm gonna send the receipt, and they didn't like send, then obviously I don't know how much. Well, you should be doing like the math in your head if you're like going out to eat.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I don't know. It's easier to square it away right away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
It's just
personally.
easy.
I don't know. I just don't like owing people money, so I will send that shit
Yeah.
right away. But then I've seen, not my own personal experience, but it's like when someone owes you money and then you don't want to be, heck ugly, be like, you're making the person that you owe feel ugly for.
Yeah.
And then there's that whole counter argument. I was like, well, if you couldn't,
Like spot it, you shouldn't have.
yeah, but it's not even, it's the principle of it.
Yeah. It's like an ugly thing to be like weird to your friend over.
Yeah. Money is, it's a touchy subject. So, but I hate, you know what I hate?
What?
This one time, I won't get into too deep, but I had gone out with a group, and this was my first time going out with this group of people.
Okay.
This or these group of people?
Yeah, sure.
And it was for someone's birthday. Ooh, this is a good one. And the birthday celebrant was like, oh, like, I got the first round of drinks. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I obviously, like, I got the birthday celebrant, like, a drink myself because I wanted to treat the birthday celebrant. And whenever the check comes, and obviously did have a little bit of, like, check anxiety because I don't know the dynamic with this group of people because I've never been with them.
Right.
And I had noticed that one of the other people literally sent a share, right? But the share was the exact number amount off the menu. So let's say it was $12.
Oh, like she didn't account for tax or tip or anything.
And then they only shared
and then
$12
they sent
exactly.
12 even.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna give like a little bit more and then
More.
hopefully then some because it's like you took on the burden of
I
putting
know.
this on your fucking card, so like I didn't have to do the math and there you
I
go.
know.
Like hopefully that's enough.
Like I didn't care because it was like not me, but I'm like, obviously I haven't been out with that person. But it's just like, why are you moving funny?
I don't
I
know.
don't like
They
people
saved a couple
funny.
bucks on their drink. I don't know.
I know. That's why I say like money is a very touchy
They gave themselves a discount.
subject because everyone moves differently.
Yeah.
Around it. I don't know. It's like, are you being cheap? It's like I'm not rich, babe, but like if I got you, I got you. So
Yeah.
it's just
Well, yeah, it comes
weird.
down to the communication of it, right? Yeah.
That's true.
What's wrong?
I was trying to see if the sign is it is.
Yeah, it
in the
is.
frame. While we're still on the money talk, what are your feelings on 50-50? 50-50 or no? That is the question.
This is such a dynamic question with so many sides and layers.
But generally speaking, at least your personal.
It's
not
like,
generally, it's your
okay,
personal.
so like a lot of people believe in the man's is taking care of all the finances and then like her money is her money, like that she makes it work or like she covers a few bills or whatever. It all comes down to communication. But I feel like so obviously that's not 50-50. It might be 70-30, 80-20.
Yeah.
But the effort does come down to 50-50. Like say she works part-time in an assumed hetero relationship. It's like, well, if she works part-time, she's probably doing hella shit at the house. You know what I mean? Not hella shit, but like
Yeah.
she's doing stuff. Not to say that he does nothing at home, but or who knows what like goes on. But I feel like the effort goes 50-50, but not necessarily the finances, right? Because
No,
it's
yeah.
like
The
if your
effort
person
in
is
the
taking care of you,
relationship.
then I'm probably taking care of you in other ways.
Yeah. Like the effort when it comes into like the home, not necessarily like the physical, but like, or like the monetary, but like
Yes,
the whole
exactly.
relationship
Like
as a
the whole as
Yeah.
a whole
right. I agree.
thing. Because I always see, which maybe people have been talking about this a lot.
It's hard because we
work,
live
and
in
so
a
then I
sprinkle,
get lots of-
sprinkle
yeah.
world.
That too.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So I feel like I've been getting a lot of like reels. Oh, I feel like I've been getting a lot of reels on Instagram about it. And people in the comments arguing, you know, of course you got to click on every comment.
They do make you feel bad sometimes if you are in a 50-50 relationship, like financially.
Yes.
But I also...
But then a dusty man will be like, oh, you guys want equality and da-da-da-da-da. And then I saw this really good argument. And she was like, okay, you want it to be, like, equal? And then you should carry, like, assuming that you're in a hetero couple that you're going to have a child. And they're like, okay, you can carry the child. You can experience postpartum and all the hormones and da-da-da. And then he was like, oh, so you're going to blame anatomy because da-da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. Sometimes if I'm, like, 9 months pregnant and I have a child in me and, like, I'm really tired, I'm eating a lot, like, you have to do other stuff and probably you need to support me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that, in that way, it's like the effort is 50-50. Mm-hmm. Or it's not always going to be perfect either.
Yeah, I don't think relationships are ever actually 50-50.
It's true.
But in the financial sense, like splitting the bills 50-50, splitting the rent 50-50. Some relationships I know are like that. I don't personally... I don't see myself in a 50-50 financially. It's not my ideal lifestyle. I do feel like it's not fair, and not in the sense like, oh, I feel like the man should be providing. But I feel like whoever makes more should put in more. Realistically, it makes the most sense. Like, if that were me or whether that be the other person, I feel like if it were me, then obviously I'm going to put in more than you because how are you able to, like, save on XYZ if we're putting the same amount? Like,
that's true.
I think that's how it should be.
I think that's true, too. And also, like, being in a relationship is about, like, balance and, like, everything ebbs and flows, you know? So it's like, well, if they're fucking, like, down in the dirt, should you just step over them and be like,
well, where's your half, babe?
Yeah. But their half might be like everything, not everything, but like a lot more weight on them.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if I had more or whoever has more, I feel like I would put
you would want to share these with your partner. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like,
no, I understand.
Why not?
I agree.
But also sometimes, obviously I do feel that way. But also, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind a partner that is more of the provider type. Like,
I guess that it's like it shows security.
It wouldn't hurt me. Like, I'm always gonna, don't get me wrong, like, I'm always gonna have my own to make sure I'm secure. But if my partner wanted to provide XYZ, I'm not gonna arm wrestle for you. I mean, I'm not gonna arm wrestle, for it. Like,
yeah.
You know, sometimes I have to be kind of careful who I say that around. But it's not like I'm saying, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to provide. I mean, like, you provide for me and I'm just going to sit at home. Unless that's what you wanted me to do. No, but
I bet if you were sitting around at home,
I'm always going to have my own.
Things would be happening at home. You're not just, like, rotting in the bed, I hope.
For sure.
Yeah.
Keeping the fort down or whatever the saying is. But, like, again, like, it wouldn't. I think I've told you about this. Like, I wouldn't mind having a provider type mentality. From a partner. Wouldn't be bad, but obviously I'd have my own. But, disclaimer, like, it wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind it.
Thoughts on Miss Sprinkle?
It's fun.
It is fun.
And there are things that I agree with for sure.
Yeah.
And there's some things I don't agree with. But it's just fun to watch her take on things. You?
I think she's funny.
I don't know her real name.
I don't know her real name either. Okay. While we're on the money topic, what are some purchases that you regret or like habits with money that you're not proud of? For example, and somebody was talking about this the other day on Instagram. That's why it's like fresh in my head. Do you ever just like fixate on like a cart that you've built somewhere and you're like, I want it. And then it's like as soon as you purchase it,
it's like that.
It's like over. Like the thrill is over. You get the stuff, but you don't really, it's not that you don't care, but like it wasn't about the stuff. It was about the desire.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
In a sense, yes. Like, there's like things that I've bought. I'm like, that was a waste. Or like, that's why sometimes now I try to wait, and like if I still want it like a month later, then I'll get it. Like, but obviously like things I regret
like
buying,
what? Like clothes? I'm thinking like clothes. Like I build a fucking basket and I'm like, I'm gonna slay in this.
And then like or like if it's like a trendy piece and it's like, oh, I really want that, and then it's like, no, I'm just gonna fucking donate it, and it just like goes to waste. Or I have a lot of buyer's remorse too.
Me too.
And I'm like, I didn't really need that.
But how often do you actually make a return? Because it's a pain in the ass, in my humble opinion.
Then you have to pay so that I can get it sent back.
And then I have to go to the post office too. It's like another chore. Yeah.
I told myself if I do order something and I don't like it, then I should return it.
And have you been?
I've only done it like twice. But prior to that, I would just keep it or give it to someone else.
Honestly, same. Definitely done
because it's just such a hassle. But like with
it isn't.
Yeah.
Like it's not that serious, but also like I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's just something you don't want to do. Agree. Do you have something that you bought and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have got that? Like a.
It's usually like clothes like that, or like you picture it one way in your head, and then it's just like, and then it's like, ugh, do I like how we were saying?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel bad for like, not feel bad, but I'm like, did I really need to go to that concert? Or, you know, or something like that, because like those are like more like expensive.
Yeah, it's like a big expense.
But then it's like when you're there, you're like, no, this was worth the experience.
For an experience,
that's fine.
I feel like it's worth. I mean, all depends on how much it is truly and what the experience is like.
That's true.
For example, not that I regret going, but I don't know if I'll go again. The festival that we went to, and it was really hot, and they didn't have enough water for us. It looks good. And people were passing out around us, and the vibes were bad.
But it was still fun.
I still had fun overall, but like it makes me not enticed to go again. And like it's kind of like a lump sum, and I don't know if they're gonna be good again. Well, the lineup is great. That was never a problem.
Yeah. But the experience.
The experience was not chaotic. Well, I mean, not that it was that expensive, but
it wasn't. But like, do you think it'd be better now? Because that was their first year doing it at that location too.
I heard last year it was like kind of similar from people who had similar complaints as me from the previous year. I don't know though, because like it's gonna be a really good lineup, and it's 3 days this year, so it's probably gonna be pretty good, and the lineup looks good. I don't know. These are my conflicting thoughts.
Yeah, I hear you.
How about overconsumption? Have you participated?
Well, I think that like relates to like clothes too. It's like okay, one thing that I do overconsume. It's so hard. But like if I go to the thrift, I always at first like bags and shoes are like the two things. Like when I am shopping, I'm like, it's like how many bags do I need? How many pairs of shoes?
Yes,
do I need?
Yeah. But it's
so
fun in the moment, and it's just like if I put this down, somebody's about to pick it up, and I'll never see it ever again.
Yeah, but it's like how many times am I gonna wear that? I mean, I'll wear it a lot, but the bags I think is like a main one because it's like all underneath my bed, and then I have so much bed.
You have cute bags
underneath that, but then I use the same bag every single time.
Yeah.
Also, like back in the day when I was like into makeup, I had like a lot more makeup. Yes.
Every single Anastasia palette.
You needed it.
Because
it's like you
every
felt
single liquid lip, but like those things last forever.
I know.
Like why am I buying one like once every month?
Yeah, that's
every
true.
2.
I feel like now
that was crazy.
Yeah, allegedly now I'm trying to be more minimalist, but with my makeup I am minimalist now. But I could be better with like my other items. What about you?
Same Z's makeup. Like my makeup consumption now.
You think it's a lot still?
No, it's way lower impact than it was before. Before it was crazy. 2016 was a crazy time.
It was the real makeup era.
It was fun though, but
it was fun.
God, where did I come up with all that money for like a $50 palette like once a month plus all the other bits and bobs?
Yeah, I feel like for both of us back then too, we probably had less responsibilities.
That's true.
To pay for. So it's like you
but
had
what
extra
was my
money.
number one priority?
Was that.
And eyebrows.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay. You want to talk about the ick that happened today or no? Why are you mad? It was that icky.
Okay, I don't know if this is
We're adding on to the
a
X. We're adding on to the X.
Californian
Oh my
thing
gosh, okay.
specifically, but men that wear slippers when it's not slipper weather. Like today we saw a man and he was in his Patagonia jacket, puffer, pants, and topped with the flippy floppies.
They're like seated on the outdoor patio.
Yeah, and it's 57 degrees.
No
it's
heater
pretty
on
brisk.
the patio, by the way.
And it's like, why are your toes out right now, my guy? Put your dogs away.
It's not like he was hot either. It was like
He was
sweats, Patagonia jacket,
Toes.
out. Toes out. Maybe his toes run hot.
What was the point of that?
Did you have kids in middle school who like it's like raining and like the boy is fucking wearing jorts? We had a lot of those, but maybe that has to do with me going to school in a predominantly white area.
Because they still have shoes on.
Yeah, they did have shoes on. But like it's pouring rain out there.
But is that because like I don't know if that is a California thing.
Maybe it's a California thing. It is warm most of the time, but when it is cold and raining.
Yes, and it's been cold and rainy.
Yeah,
it's like, why are you wearing slippers? I heard that I saw this TikTok again. Oh my God, can I stop referencing TikToks?
I love TikTok.
But it was like how Californians would rather like get a little wet from the rain than hold an umbrella.
I never used an umbrella.
It's rare for me to use an umbrella.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny to me.
It's true. I see a lot of people walking by here and
They're just...
unless it is like pouring.
Yeah. Unless it's like pouring. But then at that point, I'm not
most
going
of them
out.
Don't have an umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like I go to Target, it's raining, I'm like, I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to move quickly.
Because then you're responsible for an umbrella. Gotta shake it off.
It's not worth it.
They don't have the bags in there all the time either.
I'd rather have my clothes like obvious rain stains than hold an umbrella.
Same.
Silly. That's so funny. But what was I saying? Oh, we have being a hater, but respectfully. Like obviously, I was hating on that guy today, but rightfully
I'm not
so.
mad at him. I'm a little bit mad at him.
I'm mad at the principle of it, but I'm not mad at him personally.
Right. But I mean, everybody's a hater, I think, for the most part.
Everyone is a hater.
And that's their right.
Yeah. Like, what's something that you love to hate on? Me, it's men. I hate to hate on. I love to hate on them, but then I love them at the same time.
I think that's just the common hetero woman experience.
True.
From what I can tell from the girlies that I talk to. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I just attract a certain type of girly who just thinks that way.
Me.
I don't know. It's just fun to be a hater.
Like a
if you're being fair. Obviously, it's not fair to be a hater, but I can't love everyone. And just like, no, everyone loves me, and that's their right to hate me too.
Right.
That's the circle of life. Why would I take that away from them?
True.
Specifically, I don't know. It just like pops up in the wild.
You never have any specifics.
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I had that one was like, that was me being a hater like today. It's like he's living his life happily and I'm over here hating on him. Rightfully so.
I guess it's just like when I'm out in public and it's like, ugh, I hate that. Okay, this is rude, but do you ever like come across on Instagram? Because I'm on Instagram like all the time. Like a page and it's like a lady meaning like maybe like mid-30s, early 40s, and like she has either bought her followers or they're very, very inactive, and she's like doing like the influencer thing. Do you ever come across those pages?
Sometimes.
And they're like reviewing things.
And it's like, babe, no one's watching you.
Well,
but it's like they could say the same about us.
They portray it to be that.
But you have to
No,
like
but
fake it till you make it.
No,
in
I think
that
what
sense.
upsets me, yes, no, that's true. What upsets me is they portray it to be like they got this product for free as an influencer and they go, thank you, da da da. But it's
the
like,
brand.
this is a luxury brand that you purchased with your own money, and that's fine.
But you're making it seem like something else.
Talking about thank you.
Well,
No,
that's valid hate because it's like,
You
why are you
purchased
lying?
a good. Yeah, it's deceptive.
Yeah.
It's deceptive. And I don't know. Those are fun to look at. But the thing is, I'm not mad at them. I like looking at them, but it's just like silly.
Yeah.
It's just silly. I feel so evil when I say it.
No, it's real.
You?
I can't think. Now I'm pulling in you, and I can't think of. I do hate.
Not so easy being on the other side.
I had one example already. It was the hating on the guy on his flip flops. It's like obviously he's an innocent man. He didn't do anything to me, but here I am hating on him.
It was funny.
And then I started to create this whole life.
It's rude because you create like a perception of them, but you don't fucking know them. No, but it's fun.
But I'm sure my perception of him was real. Probably accurate. Okay. What else do we have? We have eavesdropping and making assumptions, which is kind of what
It's because we were at a coffee shop earlier and it was poppin'. And man, the people were talking.
Yeah.
Asserting their very controversial opinions.
It's not that I'm purposely trying to eavesdrop.
No, but when it quiets down in the cafe and they're like,
Your
then I'm gonna hear it.
Yeah. Your ears can't help but gravitate to.
She has such a commanding voice too.
And I'm like,
and then she was saying controversial things.
yeah. And that is my left ear, but then in my right ear, I'm hearing this girl that sounds like me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what I sound like. That's crazy.
She was cute.
She was cute.
Say what you heard.
So she was talking to her friend. Well, Amy had left me to go to the bathroom really quick, so obviously my ears are gonna go all over the place. Anywho, she was talking to her friend.
They're on a friend date
they're on a friend date as well, and she was basically like, I don't know, but I'm gonna meet the love of my life in the next 6 months. She's like, and then the friend is like, how? And she's like, I don't know, but I'm not gonna meet them online. I'm gonna meet them out in the wild. How and where? I don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
They were cute.
She sounds like me. That's so funny.
She's so mean.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I sound like to other people.
But I love that.
I love that too. And you're also like, I know you're like a people watcher, so I think that kind of relates.
Yeah,
to
it's
that.
fun to watch people in a not creepy way. Hee hee.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a people watcher, but I am a listener.
A listener.
I'm listening.
I like it when I am out at the bar. Very rarely am I out at the bar, but when I am, and it's like, I also feel like this bar on the corner over here. This is just my perception, right? I'm making up assumptions in my head, but it feels like lots of people go on like first dates there, like according to their body language.
Oh my gosh.
And the way they like are holding themselves. And then if you're like walking by, like the little glimpse of like, oh, I have a dog. It's like, well, why wouldn't you know? You know, they're like on a first date.
I feel like we do that when we go out.
Fun.
Like when we go out to dinner or something, they're like, we can tell like they're on a first date. I'm like, do you think
It's
they're on a
cute.
first date?
It's
I feel like me
fun.
my friends
And then
always
I'm
ask
like,
each other, that question.
Just fun.
Yeah.
Everyone does it, right?
I think so. If not everyone, more than the usual amount.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
I like to people watch.
It
People are so
is.
cute. It's an anthropology study when I'm people watching.
That's true.
Well,
I think that was today's episodes, assumptions, money.
mm-hmm.
What else did we touch base on? A little bit of icky
Money.
poos.
Ickies.
But mainly, the question is,
What's the question?
do you want to go Dutch?
Oh my gosh.
Bye. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anywho, thank you guys for watching this episode. Check back. When?
Monday.
Next
Monday at 7.
We'll see you
Pacific
next
Standard Time. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. And we made some tiki-talkies today follow us on TikTok so you can go and see that. Alrighty. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.